Well, several months of waiting and day 0 is here. Today is the day. We leave for a month on the road, and what I'm assuming is probably going to be about 12,000 miles round trip, maybe. Florida to Alaska. I pull in here and get the first tank of gas for the trip. Then I got to run to my buddy's house to borrow a 2-gallon fuel bladder that he has. We'll pick that up, go home, do our final inventory check over the bike, get my pants and boots on, do a final inventory check, and then we'll head out. So I'll be heading across the Panhandle and across Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, into Texas, because it is Thursday afternoon now, and by Saturday morning I need to be in Arlington because I have a new rear tire waiting on me, and they're going to go ahead and install that. Then the plan is to head up into Colorado. I'm going to be going into Colorado Springs and riding a couple routes that I found online in Colorado. And from there, I'll be riding into Moab, and then I'm going to try to get a pass to ride the White Rim Trail. So I'd like to ride the White Rim Trail, and then from there, be leaving there up through Idaho and heading to the Seattle area to meet up with my buddy Miguel. And once I meet up with him, I'll probably maybe take a 0 day, and me and him are going to be riding up into Canada. The plan is now to do a 2-day kind of BDR little route that goes from like Vancouver to, I think he said Whistler. This will be my first tank of gas for the trip, coming from street bikes and dirt bikes. It is nice to be able to put regular gas in a motorcycle now. What's up, dude?
What's up, man? How's it going?
Good. A little testing everything out a little bit. I'm actually gonna leave today. My route's changed a little bit. I'm actually gonna go over across the Panhandle, up through Texas. I gotta be by Saturday morning. I gotta be in Arlington, Texas, for a rear tire that they're gonna put on for me.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go up through Colorado and Utah, and then to Washington from there.
Well, cool, man. I'm excited for you. I wish I was going with you.
Yeah.
I want to go so bad, man. I'm ready to do it again.
Load up.
Yeah. I can tell my wife, hey, take it off. I'm heading off to Alaska. We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see in 30 days.
Just tell him, man. Tell her Matt really needs me to go. He doesn't know where he's going, and it would be irresponsible for me to let him go alone.
Yeah.
All right, appreciate it.
Brother, man. Hey, ride safe.
Yeah, I will.
Be good.
Appreciate it. I'll get it back to you, and it straps on fine. This is my jacket. I ain't no way I'm wearing that jacket today. Not until later. It's too hot. So as we head back to the house now, they've got our fuel bladder. I just want to talk a little bit about that friend that we just got this fuel bladder from. So I'm not gonna give out names or anything like that, just to protect his privacy. And I don't really know how all he feels about things like this being put out associated with him or whatnot. But I met him through a Facebook group about motorcycle touring when I had made a post about when I started planning this trip or was thinking about doing this trip. And he reached out to me that, hey, he had done the trip, and he's been super helpful. I've been chatting with him for a couple months now. About 2 weeks ago, we met up for lunch, and I brought maps and my iPad, and he just looked at my route, and he gave me some other fuel stops and locations. Make sure you get fuel here, make sure you get fuel here. There's a good restaurant here. It's a good place to stay if you need to. Super helpful, super nice dude. Obviously, he hasn't known me very long, and he's letting me, just take his fuel bladder for a month. But he is a retired federal agent, and he, in his position as a federal agent, he had to travel as part of his duties. So he had got an assignment which was going to require some travel. So while he was finishing up duty the day before, I believe it was, he had gone to the grocery store to get some food and things like that to pack with him for his assignment out of town. Well, he's got his groceries and he's coming out of the store and he's walking back to his car, and it just so happens there was another gentleman from the neighboring county that had just been informed that he had a warrant issued for his arrest for some drug-related charges. Well, he decided that he wasn't going to go to jail and that he hated cops, and basically decided that he was gonna kill the next cop that he saw. So while my buddy there is walking out of the grocery store with groceries in his hands, he's got his federal agent markings on his shirt, his gun, all of that. This guy that had the warrant issued pulls in the parking lot, happens to see him, pulls up behind him and alongside him from the parking lot, and opens fire on him and shoots him point blank multiple times. Before he can ever even know what's going on, before he can drop groceries, before he can draw his gun, he's shot multiple times, laying in the parking lot, dying. Luckily, some deputies from the local agency, the agency that I used to work for, I was working for this agency at the time, responded. It was a fairly young officer that responded. Thankfully, he paid attention in his training and provided critical first aid to him, and was part of what saved his life, basically. He's made a recovery. He's not 100%, but he's alive. The suspect, right after he shot him, basically never even made it out of the parking lot, sped off, crashed into some parked cars, and ended up shooting himself and killing himself. So about as good of an ending as you could expect for in a situation like that. But it just goes to show you never know what kind of stuff people have been through, and you look at that guy and you wouldn't suspect that he went through something like that. But I just think people should know about it, because that guy's an absolute warrior, man. Warrior. All right, the trip begins. Gonna zero out trip 2 to 0 miles so we can track the total miles. All right, we're about to hop on I-10 and head west. Today I'm just gonna be riding west along I-10, basically as kind of as far as I feel like. I was supposed to leave tomorrow, but I ended up deciding to go ahead and leave today, just because of the fact that I have to be in Arlington by Saturday, and I would like to not lose a day over getting a rear tire, and the shop is closed on Sunday, so I've got to be there on Saturday. I'd rather be there Saturday morning, rather get into town and stay somewhere close by Friday night, and then hop over there and be there right when they open so they can put my tire on. I don't have anything planned. I don't have anything as far as housing, accommodations planned out. This is all like spur of the moment stuff. I'll stop where I stop. I don't want to be locked into, well, I can't go any farther today because, come on. Can't go any farther today because I want to, because I have a hotel booked or whatever. I want to be able to just ride longer if I want to ride longer, and if I want to stop earlier, I don't want to have to continue to push on. All right, we got a 100-mile check-in. First 100 miles of the trip. Basically taking us right outside of a little town in North Florida called Madison. Not much going on there, but it's So on our way to Tallahassee. Next major city we hit is going to be Tallahassee. We'll check in when we get there. I still have a third of a tank of fuel, but this fuel stop cannot come soon enough, man, because I am hot and I am thirsty. It's brutally hot. Even just sitting here on the bike, riding the interstate at 80 miles an hour, I'm trying not to stop for gas any more than I have to. But I think I have about another 30 miles until I get into Tallahassee. I might go ahead and stop in Tallahassee. Welcome to Tallahassee, Florida. Florida State Capitol, home of Florida State University and the FSU Seminoles. The legendary Bobby Bowden era of coaching, as my family would say. The best eras of college football ever to exist. Time for our first fuel stop. Bike says I have 6 miles left, which oddly enough, this bike, when it says 0 miles left, it has 1.3 gallons still in the tank. But I also get to get my hydration pack out and get some water that I desperately need right now. We're fueled up, we're watered up, and there's actually a little sun shower coming out now, so I'm gonna try to get on the road and actually get a little bit of this get wet. It'll help me cool off. I should have checked my box to make sure nobody saw me open it and see my iPad in there and steal it, but I went in there but a minute and a half, so hopefully everything's still there. Finally got some cloud cover and get out of this heat and the sun, man. So nice. I found I have to push my helmet out of the way because when I stick my hydration hose up in there, it hits the microphone, which is just on a magnet, pushes it around. So I got to move my helmet out of the way a little bit to drink. Luckily, I have cruise control, which makes that possible. So I can ride hands-free at keep speed. Cruise control on a motorcycle is amazing. First bike I've ever had with cruise control, but I don't think I'd ever have another one without cruise control. Even if I got a Yamaha Tenere 7, I'd spend the money and get that cruise control upgrade. It's like $1,200 or something, but well worth it. It's kind of like when I got an auto tiller on my sailboat, so then I can keep it heading while I'm putting the sails up and stuff. Invaluable. Amazing. Looks like we got maybe some rain, or it just rained here. It's nice to be able to lean back and get out of the wind bubble and get a little fresh air. This helmet vent's pretty good, but the problem is sitting behind the windscreen, even this OEM windscreen, I find it to be really, really effective because even in its lowest setting, I mean, I do have my seat in the low setting right now, but I mean, I'm 5'11", I'm not short, and it still pushes the wind over me. It hits my visor just a tad, but there's no no reason for me even to run this visor or this windscreen all the way high. Like 1 notch, 2 notches up is really all I need. But it really blocks the wind from being able to flow into the helmet. So it's nice in cold weather, but in hot weather, it's a little too much. I'm getting lucky enough now where the sun is low enough that the tree line on the right side of the road is creating shade. The eastbound lanes, full sun. Time for another 100-mile update. Mile 300 puts us just east of Crestview, Florida, which oddly enough is the town the gentleman lived in that I bought this bike from. He had bought it during COVID and immediately took the street tires off it, put some like 50/50 tires on it. He put about, I want to say like maybe 1,600 miles on it when I bought it. It's got 6,200, well, it's about 6,500 now. But yeah, the bike was cherry. He got an awesome deal on it. He gave me hard luggage and everything with it, which I'm not using for the trip, obviously. But would be nice to have for road trips, like with somebody else, maybe. But Crestview, you would get off at Crestview and go south to the Gulf Coast, and that would take you to Destin, which I've been to several times. Destin is a really, really awesome spot in Florida. Really nice water and really popular kiteboarding spot. That's what I went there for. I went there, I think, 2 or 3 times to do some kiteboarding. We're going to continue on. The next big town we'll go through, or area we'll go through, will be Pensacola. Riding west from Jacksonville, you don't see much of what is Florida, but that right there is Florida. That's the Florida that I'm used to. Well, at least we're not stuck in that. No lane filtering allowed in Florida, so we'd be sitting in that. So we're about to cross. This is Escambia Bay we're coming up on. It is at just the right time. Sunset. 'We're officially in our first state of the trip. We've made it to Alabama, fairly short section of Alabama before we'll be across the little southern coastal section of it through Mobile and then into Mississippi, and then starting to turn north, go through Jackson, and then cross over into Louisiana. So we're coming up on Mobile Bay. Looks very similar to Jacksonville, Florida, with the Spartina marshes and things like that. The backcountry, flats fishing and all that. Very similar. $399.2 miles, and this is my first traffic light, first red light. 399 miles at that traffic light brings us to another 100-mile update, which is right inside Mobile, Alabama. All right, we decided to continue going into the night, and we are in Hattiesburg, Mississippi right now. Gonna take a break here,
and probably get something to eat and just get off the bike. My butt is starting to hurt. I'm not tired yet, really. I still feel like plenty more riding in me, but I need to get off the bike for a little bit, just for my body's sake. So I'm gonna fuel up and maybe go get a snack or something. You know, I'm gonna fill up my fuel bottle too, because we're kind of getting out in the middle of nowhere, and yeah, there may be gas stations along the way, but all these small towns, sometimes the gas stations don't stay open. I already had a little break, a little snack and a drink. I think I'm gonna push another. It's an hour and 36 minutes to Jackson, Mississippi. So I think I'm gonna push to there and get a hotel there. Not much filming I can do right now because it's just too dark. Not on an interstate. I'm on a back highway, state road. No lights or anything. So we'll come back when we get to the hotel. All right, we're done for the night. We're at 599 miles for the day. We are just west of Jackson, Mississippi now. So I've got well, I don't have a room waiting, but I know they have one. So just gonna be kind of a walk in and get a room for the night, and we'll be back at it in the morning.